Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title of this video, this is gonna be a little bit of a different video than what I normally post, because if you're watching this on the day that I upload it, today is March 14th, and for me that is my 1-year anniversary of the pandemic, lockdown, quarantine, whatever term you want to call it. 1 year ago today, I left my university apartment and I went home and I quarantined with my family, and that's when it all began. So we are here 1 year later. We survived it. We survived 1 year of the pandemic. It has been so hard. I know so many people have gone through so many struggles, and this is why today I just kind of wanted to reflect on my past year. I've been looking back at all my pictures, like even before March 14th. I had so many screenshots and pictures of my mom like telling me about COVID, telling me not to go to class because she's a doctor and she just knew about this beforehand. And soon I'm going to get a little memory of when I packed up my apartment and I left. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video because I felt it would be kind of interesting to reflect on my past year, and I hopefully will never have to live through another pandemic in my life. So hopefully this is like a once in a lifetime type of video. So I asked you guys to ask me questions on my Instagram story. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you definitely should. I took screenshots of them all and I have them all saved on my phone. I actually got a lot. So thank you so much if you sent one in, and let's just get started with answering them. If you are not already, you should definitely subscribe down below. I would love to have you here, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, and give it a thumbs up for surviving 1 year of the pandemic. And also feel free to leave me a comment down below because I respond to every single comment. I'd love to talk to you guys. Let's get answering. What's the hardest part about living alone / not having a roommate? This is pretty interesting to answer right now because for the last like 5 days, I've actually had my brother and my dog staying with me because my parents at home are doing a huge renovation on my house. So for the past week, I've actually had a roommate, but I would say it's been very different since COVID happened. I mean, we started the pandemic in like March, and I only came back to school in September. So I had September, October, November, January, February. I've had about like 6 months in the apartment during COVID. So before COVID, I was so fine with living alone. I mean, I only lived here for about like 2.5 months before I had to leave, but I was so fine with it. Like, I like being alone. I like my own company. It's so relaxing and also just like peaceful. I get to keep it clean. I get to keep it how I like it. Like, I loved living alone for all of those reasons. I would go to school, I would see my friends, I would see my classmates, I would have like social interaction there, and then I would come home and like be able to kind of recharge my social battery, and it worked really well for me. But obviously since COVID happened, it's been very different. It's been sort of a struggle, I would say, because there were days, like I can go days without seeing anyone. Obviously my brother's here now, but like in the fall, I would go days without seeing someone, and that was so strange. And even though I liked being alone, I didn't like being alone for like multiple days on end. I also didn't want to always every single day ask my friends, can we hang out? So being alone in my apartment was definitely not the best for COVID. Fave memory from last summer. I think anytime I was able to finally be with my friends was really fun. Like, we never got too close to each other. Like, we never broke quarantine. Like, all my friends are very, very smart about it, which I feel really happy about. And we only saw each other like a few times over the summer, but I would say like my favorite memory is probably when my friend Amanda had her birthday at her cottage, because that was like the most summery moment, like where COVID obviously was existing, like we were distancing, but we still were able to have a lot of fun. So we went to her cottage for her birthday. We went out on her boat on the lake. We went swimming. We were just having fun. We did tie-dye. We had burgers. We had like s'mores at the end. And then we slept in a tent outside, kind of like distance from each other so that we wouldn't be in her house. So not all of us slept in the tent. Only like 4 of us slept in the tent. And yeah, I think that was my favorite memory. That was so fun. Be honest, what's your average phone screen time? Let me go see. Daily average, 5.5 hours. I don't know if that's bad or good. Was online school easier or harder than a regular school year? I took online classes before everything went online. Like, I was not an online student. I was taking 2 online classes out of 5. So I like online school, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, I like just how quick it is because I can put the lectures on 2 times the speed, and the lectures themselves are like 10 minutes long. Whereas if I had to go to class, I have to sit there for 3 hours. So it gives me more time to do homework, and I'm always doing homework, so I appreciate that. And it gives me more time for YouTube as well. So I like it. I just obviously wish I could see my friends more. First thing you'll do once you get vaccine? That is a fun question. Okay, realistically, the very first thing I would probably do when I get my vaccine. Depends like if we all get them at the same time, but I feel like my friends and I would organize something in someone's, I'm about to say backyard, but I guess we could go into someone's house. I feel like my friend group would organize that and we would just all go to someone's house and hug each other finally. Like we would all just hug. I feel like that's like the first thing I would do because that would be like organized with myself and my friends. And then probably second thing I would do is go see my grandparents. That has to be organized by my parents. And then I want to travel. I want to travel so bad. I have so many plans that like me and my friends and my family are like just have in the works, but I don't know if they're actually gonna happen. Like one of my friends and I want to go to Hawaii, and then we want to go to Universal Orlando, like theme park. Me and another friend want to go to France. My family wants to go to Portugal or Hawaii, and I want to go to California, like just myself, probably with a friend, but I want to go to California for myself because I want to live there one day, so I need to go and visit it. What made you decide to move into an apartment on your own? Let me tell you, that could be its own video, its own story time, but I'm not going to get into it right now because I'm not there yet. But yeah, like the reason why I moved into an apartment is a long story, but the reason why I moved into an apartment on my own is because I moved like halfway through a year, and I obviously like didn't have any time to find a roommate because no one moves halfway through the year, and I was kind of moving because I needed to be alone, if that makes sense. So obviously I moved into an apartment on my own. Are you gonna move to Hawaii? That's so funny because I just talked about Hawaii, but I'm definitely not gonna move there. I feel like I would never move there just because I want to move to California. But as I said, my friend and I want to visit there for like at least 2 weeks. I've never been to Hawaii, and I see so many videos of it, like Hannah Maloche right now and all her friends, like making me so jealous. I want to be there so bad. I want it to be warm, and I want to be able to just go and escape at a beach. Best and worst TV show you watched in the year? That's a good question. I usually don't watch a lot of TV. Like if you've watched any of my past videos, I always talked about how I went from Gossip Girl to Friends, Gossip Girl to Friends, and I just never watched anything else. But towards the end of 2020, I actually started watching a lot more shows. I watched like a bunch all in a row. I watched Emily in Paris, Outer Banks, Bridgerton. I'm watching The Crown right now. I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, what's it called? Okay, the other one I watched was Tiny Pretty Things. So Emily in Paris, Outer Banks, Tiny Pretty Things, The Crown, Bridgerton are like the 5 recent ones that I've watched. My favorite was probably Outer Banks. Like it really scared me at first. Like I did not expect it to be a mystery slash thriller slash scary. Like I'm very sensitive to what scares me, but I literally thought it was just gonna be like Gossip Girl at the beach, and it was so not. But the scary stuff was more at like the beginning, and then towards the end I really liked it, and I cannot wait for season 2. So I think that was probably my favorite. Emily in Paris is a close second, and then I feel like my least favorite was Bridgerton. Even though I know a lot of people loved it, I just literally could not understand their accents. I have no idea what went on in the entire show because I just did not understand their accents. I found it kind of boring, like kind of slow at some points. Sorry. How do you manage to keep a normal life even though the pandemic is around? I feel like back home in Montreal, my life is definitely not normal because things are so strict there. Like there's a curfew, there are no restaurants open, you are not allowed to go into anyone else's house. Like there's such strict rules there. So when I'm in Montreal, I literally just stay in my house with my family and that's it. Whereas the good thing about being here in my university town, Kingston, Ontario, there are no cases here. Like it feels as if we're on an island, and right now I think there's like 9 active cases. So at least here it's a bit normal. Like I can see my friends from time to time, we can go into restaurants, but like for keeping my life normal, like it's not normal. Someone said, what do you think of this pandemic? I hate it. What do you want me to think? I hate it. Hardest thing in quarantine for you? Not seeing people, for sure. How do you stay motivated? I mean, I have a whole video on how I keep myself organized. When I'm organized, when I keep myself so organized, it makes me feel really happy, and I feel like that can kind of motivate me. Like if I keep all my work so organized, what's the point in not doing the work? Keeping myself motivated, I just want good grades. Motivation, recently I've been working out. So my motivation for working out is literally to have a workout buddy. Like without my friend Michaela, I would not be working out. I would not have worked out once this entire semester, but I've been working out 5 days a week. That's insane for me to say. I used to never work out. Like I did a Chloe Ting video in May 2020, and I didn't work out from May 2020 till January 2021 when Michaela and I started our little workout plan. So workout buddy. Have you lost any friends since the pandemic started? I don't think so. I haven't cut anyone off, I don't think. I don't know if someone cut me off, but no, I don't think I've lost any friends. Worst experience so far with online school? trying to think of something bad that happened. Okay, one thing came to my mind. I don't know if this is the worst experience, but I was in like a post-production class last semester, like an editing class, and we had such a hard project to do. Well, it's kind of my fault that it was so hard. Like, I made it hard for myself because obviously it's like an editing class, so we just had to make a video and kind of like Photoshop one video onto another video, and you could have done like the most simple Photoshop, but I made it so hard. Like, I chose a video that had like so much movement, like it was a handheld video, so I like photoshopped myself into the video, and then I would have to like make myself move with the camera, and the teacher zoomed with me for 3 hours, and we basically came up with like a mathematic equation as to how to make myself move because it was just absolutely impossible. So basically, to Photoshop myself in, like, I filmed myself just in my backyard, so I had to Photoshop out all the grass, but like grass is very small, and like that video was handheld too. In 1 second there can be 30 frames, so if something's 10 seconds, that's like 300 frames. So for every single frame I would have to go and like fix to make sure all the grass was edited out. So I did that for all of my little photoshopped people, and I did all the crazy movements, and then I saved it, and then I had dinner, and then I went back onto my computer to do some final touches, and it had deleted. And I just remember bawling my eyes out. I was like, I don't even want to submit this project anymore. I don't want to do it anymore. I give up. That was so bad. Like, I was really crying and like hyperventilating because it had taken us so long to do. And I emailed my teacher. I'm like, what do I do? And she's like, you have to restart. And I was like, no way. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just like remembered that. I feel like I've blocked it out of my memory, but that was pretty bad. 3 best things that happened in the past year. That's nice. I think one of the best things that happened to me and probably a lot of people is that our outlook on life has changed. Like, you never know when it's like your last normal day and then something crazy will happen and everything will change. I feel like a lot of people didn't realize how like special it is to see family and friends until we couldn't anymore, and just like the little things. Like, I feel like people appreciate the little things in life so much more now. So I think that is a really good thing, like just changing your outlook on life. The second thing for me personally is probably getting more into YouTube. That's been really fun because I've been able to reach so many more people, so that was really fun. I got to make so many more videos. And then third thing, I guess, just anytime I did see my friends, like we went to Amanda's cottage for her birthday, I went to the waterfalls with my friends. Anytime we would hang out in each other's backyards was fun. Anytimes with my friends. What became your new hobby during the pandemic? I mean, I guess like YouTube was always my hobby, but I really grew more and like devoted more time to it during the pandemic. I got back into reading a lot. Like, I reread the Harry Potter series, and then after I finished that series I missed reading a lot, so I ended up buying like so many books, and I've kind of paused reading right now because I have so many assignments. But yeah, I just like love reading. I have a list on my phone of all the books that I need to read that I have already bought, and a list of books that I need to buy. How do you feel about doing schoolwork, YouTube, and having good mental health? Doing schoolwork and YouTube is a lot. Definitely easier since everything's online. Like, yes and no. It's easier since everything's online because I have more free time, but it's also harder because I'm looking at a screen for so long. Yeah, it's kind of hard to like manage the two, and I feel like school like affects my mental health more than YouTube, because YouTube I do it for fun. I do it because I love it. School, kind of forced to do that. So school is definitely the one that like impacts my mental health. I mean, I get very stressed about assignments. I don't know if I would say it goes into anxiety. I feel like I don't get anxiety about school. I get stressed about school. I get anxiety about other things. But yeah, I mean, it's like it's the same as anyone else. Like, if you had school and another thing like taking up your time, it's the same thing whether it's YouTube or a job or an internship. Like, you're just doing a lot. It's hard for any person to like do a lot because then you also have to find time for free time. Did you talk to yourself while living alone? I don't talk to myself when I live alone. Like, I feel like people in movies talk to themselves when they're alone, but I don't talk to myself. Do you talk to yourself? Someone just said boyfriend, question mark. This isn't something I've actually addressed on my channel yet, but he's here. I'm gonna go ask if he wants to be on camera. Come here. The secret's out. I'm just kidding, you guys. It's just my dog Cooper, but I had to figure out a way to put him in the video because he's staying with me. I love having him here. Look how cute he is. Hi. All right, I think those are gonna be all the questions I'm gonna answer in this video. There are like a couple more, but they're kind of repetitive. I've kind of like already answered them in other questions. So I think this is where I'm going to end it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I really just want you guys to like get to know me better. And I also thought this is literally a once in a lifetime opportunity to reflect on my year living through a global pandemic. Hopefully the end is very near and we all get our vaccines and then I can see my family, my grandparents, my friends, and travel the world. I cannot wait to look back on this video and see what I was like during the COVID-19 pandemic. Maybe I'll watch this video when I finally do go to Hawaii or Paris or something, and I will see my past self wishing to be there, and I will be there. That will be a very good feeling. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave me a comment down below because I respond to every single comment, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I would love to have you here. Cooper is saying goodbye. We love you guys. Can't wait to see you in my next video. Congratulations on surviving 1 whole year of the pandemic. Bye!